What is up, guys? Sonduren Canadian Rider. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why you should always be picking the manual transmission over any automatic. I'm going to show you one of the reasons why. Woo! That is why. Just in a couple seconds, I show you exactly why. Honestly, when you're looking for a car, whether it's going to be a supercar or daily driver, you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this car? If the purpose of this car is enjoyment, it's, you know, the passion that you have for automotives, cars, anything like that, if it's a passion purchase, you should be thinking about, you know, making sure that when you do have that purchase, that you actually fulfill the passion that you want, right? Like, I love driving cars. If you follow me on this channel, and if you don't already, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on my journey for cars, motorcycles, detailing, and everything. But this car and this hobby that I have is a big passion of mine. And what better way to experience that by being the most technically connected to the car? And how you do that is, in this case, in my 2008 Audi R8, is this wonderful 6-speed gated manual transmission. They don't make these anymore. Very hard to get now. But when you have the opportunity, when you have the opportunity to actually pick one of these up, you definitely should. There's no better experience than driving the car and actually rolling through the gears by yourself. And in this case, this kind of bolt action rifle that I have here in this 2008 Audi R8. Now, thinking about lap times, thinking about speed, lots of these cars always promote, you know, 0 to 60, you know, quarter-mile times, all of this stuff. Are you going to get the fastest times in your car with a manual transmission? No. Two reasons. One, it's just going to be naturally slower, of course. Then two, of course, you're not going to be the best driver in the world. I'm not the best driver in the world. I think for this car, you know, magazines put this at 12.9 seconds on the quarter mile. I've done it at best 13.3, and that was lucky. You know, you're not going to be hitting up the Nürburgring, hitting up lap times. What you're trying to do is, you know, I bought this car to enjoy this car. I bought this car to love it. I bought this car because I'm a huge enthusiast, and a big part of me enjoying going out on these kind of drives is, you know, actually experiencing the car, actually driving the car. And quite honestly, if you always have a decision to make between the automatic and this, you should always be picking this. This transmission here, this manual, connects you to the car like no other way can. And the other thing is, these things are going extinct. So they're no longer going to be available in the same way they have been in the last 10 years. So it's definitely an opportunity. If you do have the opportunity to get one of these cars, or any car that you're looking at with a gated manual or any manual, you should probably stick on that. I also think that the prices for these cars are going to continue to rise over time. The cars with the gated manual transmission or any transmission, because they're going to be harder to get. They're not going to produce them anymore. The electrification of cars is here. We're going to see all of these basically go by the wayside, and they're not going to be available anymore. So besides the financial incentive, besides, you know, the connection and driver's incentive, I also think you save money as well. With the automatic transmissions, if something goes wrong, it's a big repair. With a manual, traditionally, less things to go wrong, much easier maintenance to go ahead and do. You know, I can't really speak to my experience on this car, but I've driven many manual cars, and I've had them for long durations of time. I personally never had a problem with maintenance on a manual transmission car. Now, of course, everyone's, you know, experience is going to be a little bit different, but truly, I think this is going to be something that you can maintain reliably and keep for a very long time. So I think it's just worth it. I think you have to consider this, especially if it's like your hobby or your passion, and you're doing something, or you're making a purchase and it's maybe a weekend car or a track car, whatever it is. I think this is probably one of the things that you should be thinking about off the cuff. And the other thing is, with the automatics, they actually typically price them higher. So you might have $7,000 or $8,000 more on their sticker price because it's an automatic. Now, if you're looking to buy your dream car, you're looking to get into a manual, but you've never driven a manual, I highly recommend you start somewhere, you know, maybe on an easier car, maybe something that's a lot cheaper in case you do mess it up. Have somebody with you that's experienced to teach you. Go learn online, go on YouTube, go wherever you need to go learn on another car, cheaper, have somebody with you, get used to it, and then you're gonna learn over time. Everybody learns, and it becomes like breathing. That's what I tell people all the time when they talk about this. How is it? Do you always have to think about shifting? Do you always have to do this? No, it becomes like breathing. But when you do want to think about it, you think about it and it's enjoyable. So that's the awesome thing about this. Like in, driving in maybe a commute or something, I don't necessarily think about it too much, but when I'm out there having fun, like right now I'm having a lot of fun, I think about it because I get to choose when I want to shift, right? I'm the one shifting this car and I have control over the car. And it's just an exhilarating experience to be able to just do that by yourself. It's very manual, it's very analog, and you're as connected to the car as you possibly can be. And you decide where you want to be. In the RPM range, you decide all of these pieces. Of course, it's not going to be as fast, it's not going to be as efficient, but that's not the entire point of this. The entire point of this is to have fun and make this experience an experience that is worth the cost of admission. A lot of people buy these cars. Maybe you're buying some supercar, maybe it's a Mazda Miata, maybe it's a S2000. It's that car of your dreams and you want to have an amazing experience. This is the best way to enjoy that experience. So, I'm a big fan, of course, of keeping the manuals alive. I know they're gonna die 100%. Like for most people, driving is a means to go from point A to B. For me, driving is a means to have fun, so I'm definitely picking up the manual transmission any opportunity I get, unless it's my daily driver, or in that case, it's about going A to B. And that's why I'm looking for an electric car, like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 that I reviewed. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the card above as well, but that car's electric, has no transmission. I want to buy that, of course, because the purpose of that is different than the purpose of this car. This car, my 2008 Audi R8, the purpose is just have a blast, have fun, take it out, enjoy this creation, this masterpiece that Audi created almost 14 years ago. And so that's why this was an important decision for me when I was looking to go ahead and pick up this car. Now, if you're also thinking about, what happens when other people need to drive it, etc., that shouldn't be a concern because this is probably your joy car. Nobody really drives this car for me unless it's like an emergency or a friend or whatever it is. But so that's not really a concern. I know more people than ever now don't know how to drive these things, but that's not a really big concern actually, because you're probably going to be driving the car 99% of the time anyway. So that's my opinion on the 6-speed or any manual transmission versus an automatic. I really think if you're going and buying a car for the enjoyment, for the excitement, for the dream, and you want to have the full experience of that car, you can't get the full experience unless it's with a manual transmission. And that way, you can really understand and feel what is it like to actually drive this car. What is it like to put it through its gears, What is it like to actually feel the power? And you feel that all inside of the gear lever, which is awesome as well. So if you guys like this video, give it a like. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment box down below what you guys think. I really think that it's a no-brainer. You're buying a passion car, you're buying your dream car, you should be buying it with the means to enjoy it in the best possible way. And if it's available, and that's a big if it's available, you should be getting the manual transmission. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Lots more to come in 2022, a lot more car content with a lot of my friends, the GT4, the McLaren, more on the Audi R8 coming up. Really excited to go through that with you guys and following on this journey. So thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But before I go, I'm just gonna give you guys one more treat. Oh, okay. Now I will leave you out. Peace.